I am honestly, at this moment in time, at breaking point is the truth with the Land Rover. So I don't want to hear, I don't want to read any comments of what a moron I was to buy a second Land Rover to get us through whilst the first Land Rover was in Marshall's Land Rover, being God knows what was happening to it. I don't want to hear it. I'm aware it was stupid. I'm aware that was probably the second worst decision of my life, the first being buying the Discovery Sport. By the way, please do like, subscribe and share. Thank you for all the comments that you've said on all the past videos about this. I mean, just to know that I have solidarity is amazing. So today I get in Unreliable Land Rover to go and pick my mother-in-law up, and this comes on the dashboard. No engine, starts in 540 miles, diesel exhaust fluid dosing malfunction. Press OK to clear. Okay, clear it. What does that mean? It's going to go away? Does that mean that in 540 miles my car is going to stop? What does that mean? What does that even mean? So we have a malfunction where my engine's not going to start in 540 miles. So honestly, by that point, you know, there it is. I read it and my heart sinks. I feel sick. The anxiety is there, and I want to burst into tears. I actually just want to cry at what's next. What fresh hell is Land Rover going to deliver to me today? And we've just got off the back of Marshall's, the nice person at Marshall's, getting in touch and saying to me, you know, we keep hearing about your mobility issues on your social media. You keep talking about it. We can solve that by giving you your old Land Rover back. It's like, that's not solving anything. That's giving me a car back that I've formally rejected that you don't want on your forecourt. That's solving something for you. It's not solving something for me. Meanwhile, I'm stuck with a Land Rover that we bought to fill the gap because we didn't have anything to drive, because when I really needed my mobility issues being solved, helped, supported, when I really needed Marshall's Land Rover to come up with the goods, they didn't. They ignored us. They walked away. So I had no choice but to buy a replacement car. So I buy a replacement car on advice of what will suit our needs, and this is it. And we are in excess of £8,000 on a car that we've had for just over a year, that is the most unreliable piece of equipment I've ever had. So all fingers point to DPF. DPF. Let's talk about DPF. Come on, let's open this can of worms. So have I bought myself something that could be part of the great DPF claim? Have I? Of course I have. Of course. So what do? Do I get in touch with Land Rover as a manufacturer and say, yep, this is out of warranty. Yep, it's nearly 10 years old. Yep, I didn't buy it from a dealer. No, I bought it secondhand privately, but it is still a Land Rover brand, and it has had problem after problem after problem with it. And I think you know. I think Land Rover know that their cars have issues. Do they do anything about it? Well, clearly, as I am testament to, no, they don't. So let's take this on face value. I've got this warning sign, so I have to take a photo of it. I send it to the other half, who is now going to have to get in touch with Avenger 4x4 and tell them and say, what the hell do we do with this next? Where do we go with this next? Which is going to be, well, we need to have it back in. It spends more time in Avenger 4x4 than it does on my drive. We almost need to get change of address cards for it to be there. Now, we're really lucky that we've got an amazing garage who know their shit, so know what they're looking at. But even they're like, I just don't want to see this car again. It's an absolute bloody nightmare. They've done everything, and yet still we have these issues. So the nice person at Marshall said to me, oh, well, have you had the computer checked? Because sometimes they get damaged and sometimes they get water damaged. And so sometimes they spew out random codes. Amazing. So a random code like that is not actually that random, is it? If you're driving that and you don't know what that means, that's really scary. That tells you you've got 540 miles, if you get there, of your engine turning over, and then it's going to go pop. So you're going to have to be inconvenienced even more. You're going to have to be out of pocket even more to put it in the garage to see what the hell is wrong with it, even if you do find out what's wrong with it. Because as we know with this car, every time we plug it in, it's something different. So do Land Rover, the manufacturer, want to now step up to the plate? Do they want to now actually do something to help me in my situation? Because I have two of their vehicles, a Discovery Sport 70 plate and a Discovery 4 16 plate, and both of them have got significant manufacturing problems. Where are we going to go? Because I'm now 2 cars down and an entire bank account down and no mobility. And we've talked about how I have to go through every day what's going to come on the screen. It's like Blackpool bloody Tower on my screen with all the different lights flashing. What's going to come up today? I wasn't joking when I said in my email to Marshalls and in my video to you the other day, I have to plan my day about what warning signs will come up on my car. I am close. I'm absolutely close to the finite end with this. 18 months and still nothing. Nothing from the Ombudsman. Marshalls want to give me my old car back, and this car, nobody's even talking about this car. Marshalls haven't even addressed what we can do about this car. I'm in excess of £28,000 down on this investment, 20,000 to buy it, 8,000 and rising on repairing it. I've had it for a year, and the original car that we paid £35,000 for is still sat 7-8 miles away in Marshalls, and they want to give it back to me. Of course they want to give it back to me, because even they don't want it anymore. So you do the maths. I am not financially in a great place at the minute because of all of this, and nor can I drive, and nor do I have any confidence in my car, and every single day is dominated by Land Rover, and I am at the end of my rope. And people say, you should write to the CEO, you should write to the chairman, you should write to the managing director. I've done it, written to them all. There is not one email in my email box from them in response. Not one. Land Rover couldn't give 2 hoots. They will take your money, and then they will keep taking your money for the repairs, but they won't actually give shits about you as a client. Now, I'm really sorry, the language is a bit ripe in this, but you can see how frustrated I am. I am just your average Joe who made 2 fundamental mistakes and bought into a brand that isn't worth it. And now I am personally down 28 grand on one, 35 on another. I don't have that kind of money. I mean, you may be watching this thinking, oh, well, you know, she's stupid. She shouldn't afford for it. Look at her. I get so many comments about, because of where I sit, oh, look at you in your posh swanky house. Get over yourselves if you are that kind of person. I do not live in a posh swanky house. I'm just quite good with a paintbrush and some wallpaper. I do not have that disposable income to spend on cars. It is affecting our every single move. So to get this morning on the dashboard, the emotional investment, the physical investment, the financial investment, and the time. I mean, God, if I billed Marshalls and Land Rover for the time I've spent on this, I could have bought myself a fleet of cars. It's outstanding how it manages to go from cock up to cock up to cock up. So I don't know where to go. I genuinely do not know where to go with this. I do not know what to do with it. But what I know right now is I've got a car sat on the drive with yet more warning lights on them, and I don't know what to do with it. So all ideas, send them in. Put them in the comments. Anything you want to. And whilst I do really appreciate the have you tried this for all the engine code faults, I promise you we've tried everything. Absolutely everything. We've done the smoke test, we've done the plug test, we've done the photographs. We've sent cameras in places you didn't know you could put cameras. We, Avenger, have tested everything. There's nothing left to test. So what do we do? And if we sell it, if we put it on Motorway, if we put it on CarWow, if we put it on Cinch, which are all owned and in it together, aren't they? So we're all going to get the square root of sod all from it. We've lost everything. And where do we go with the pittance that we get back? We have no car for our family. And it beggars belief that these videos that are being watched, 150,000 people watching them, 300 and something thousand people watching the first one, and not one person in Land Rover has seen fit to pick up the phone or get on the keyboard or drop in my DMs or get on my email and go, Anna, we'd like to reach out to you. We'd like to help you. Not one. I mean, these are being seen in Hong Kong, in Denver, in South Africa, in Australia. I mean, all over the world, people are watching these videos. But Land Rover, they're not interested. It's no wonder they're going bust.